I'm Debbie Berger. I'm with the Learning Coalition. We're in Honolulu, Hawaii at the state capitol, and we're here to talk about public education.
And I'm Ann Davis with Hawaii Education Matters.
I'm Debbie Schatz with Hawaii Education Matters and also PTSA president of Hawaii Elementary.
And I'm Jill Curran with Hawaii Education Matters, and why we happen to be sitting here at our Capitol building in Hawaii is about 24 days ago we had the first Furlough Friday for our school children. What that means effectively is our school children were shut out of their schools. They were told they could not come to school, and we decided that was not going to happen. So we rallied, we gathered moms, we got 4,000 people to sign a petition that we brought right back here to the Capitol, and we started a change which is practically unprecedented.
The governor announced a plan yesterday in a rare Sunday afternoon news conference that will allow children back into schools.
We're learning about all of this as we go along, but there is a decision-making process, and it includes the Board of Education, the Department of Education, the Governor's Office, and it includes coming up with ideas and approving them. And somewhere along the way, this idea of taking students and teachers out of the classroom for 17 days each school year did not get vetoed or shut down.
And the reason it started is because we're seeing the worst economy that, our entire nation has ever seen. And so this was one way of coping with budget cuts, huge budget cuts, hundreds of millions of dollars of taxes that are not coming into Hawaii. But we just felt that it wasn't acceptable for children to suffer because of it.
That's part of the reason that we organized, in my mind, is that parents weren't given a chance to speak up and have their voice heard. And so our initial reaction was to organize and mobilize parents at the rally here on the 23rd. But from that public support and public outcry, we have taken that momentum and gone forward and met with legislatures and representatives here and talked to them about the situation and said, we will not accept. You cannot put this on the backs of our children. We will not accept our children being out of school. And so it's just built from there, and now we're in the process of forming a nonprofit organization where the Hawaii State Education has not been at the top of the nation, it's been at the bottom, and so now we're looking forward how we can make some sustainable changes to the public education system as a whole.
One of the reasons that we formed, and we said this I think on the very first day that we were asked about it, is that when I was growing up anyway, I was always taught that you speak up for people who can't speak up for themselves, that you stand up with a loud voice when you need to be heard. And so we made a really loud voice collectively together. And moms have a lot of power, Usually they're too busy, they're running around doing school things and multitasking. Moms have a lot of power in this nation, and we think it's really an important lesson to show our children that we can affect change, and that's been part of it, I think. We didn't try and tell anyone anything, I think. We just kept asking, what can we do to help you? And all the way along until right now, we have been helped.
After we're done with you, we're going to the next office we've been told to go to.
I understand.
Because even though the governor has said that we can use the rainy day funds, there's still a lot of legwork that needs to be done to make that happen, to get our kids back in school.
And I think, frankly, a lot of the leadership in the state is absolutely shocked that there's a willingness to solve this problem, not just from the public, but perhaps from the governor's office. So we're trying to make sure that people realize this is real, this is really going to happen. How do we harness everybody's energy in a positive solution? I think part of the reason that it's so important that not only that the voice is heard, but that an institution comes out of this for change is that going forward, we want to be sure that the parent voices or the mother's voices or whatever it might be is indeed heard. It won't be good if in next year's contract negotiations with the teachers or in 2 years' time when the contract is renegotiated, that the same thing happens if the economy hasn't recovered. So we're looking for ways to institutionally change the workings or the mechanics of how education is decided upon and delivered. So not only did this terrible crisis bring these people together in a united voice, but it's also has us looking forward as to where we can implement changes in the future so it doesn't happen this way again.
We actually have set out a structure where we have a top and a middle, and basically we're going outreaching. We're going to set up programs to associate with other PTAs. We're going to reach out to students and children and get their voices heard. We're going to continue, obviously, Debbie's amazing work, and personally, I'm going fundraising. I want Crayola to come and donate crayons and pencils and pens forever to our school teachers so they never again have to spend $5,000 a year of their own money on classroom supplies. So we're going in a lot of different directions, but we're very united. Get involved in your children's education.
Get involved in your children's education, absolutely. Find the organizations that you can participate in. If it's the PTA or the PTO that your school has, contact them. If you have ideas, go ahead and implement them. Don't wait for somebody to send you an email or give you a call to invite you to join them in something. Go start a fundraiser, or start a program for cleaning up the school or something.
Well, and at the very basic level too, like for some people PTA isn't their thing. Get to know your child's teacher. Period.
Yeah, that's
Become good friends with your child's teacher. And if you think you don't have the time, make it. Because 10 minutes a week, we all have 10 minutes a week that we can give. And you will see on your child's face the difference that 10 minutes makes.
I think democracy is not just voting, it's actually participating.
Yes.
I think what shocked a lot of the representatives and senators and government officials who we've spoken with is they told us to go find a solution. We found it, and we have persisted. And we haven't gone away. I think a lot of people were expecting us after the rally to fade into the background, and we haven't. And I think that's what I would love our message, if anything, to be to the nation. Don't stop.
You can change.
You can affect it. It's tiring. It will take away from your family for a small amount of time, but you can do it. Don't stop.
We reached out to our community with very angry voices, and they responded
big arms.
unbelievably well.
In the words of my daughter's preschool teacher, what she says to the 3- and 4-year-olds we enacted, use your strong, powerful voice. Women hold up the world.
Yeah.